What's up, everybody? This is Corey with the Kansas Lottery here in my house. This is my kitchen, so welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cheap and delicious and spicy Nashville Hot smoked chicken sandwich. It's going to have a little mayonnaise and pickle, some pickled red onions on there as well, with pepper jack cheese. It's going to be spicy and it's going to be great. So right here are some fresh chicken thighs. You want chicken thighs. Don't get breasts, don't get tenders. You want the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Heritage Farm right here from our friends and partners at Dillon's. This is a 3-pound thing of chicken thighs for $10, basically. You can't beat that. Also, very vital to this recipe is this Kroger brand Nashville Hot Chicken seasoning. This stuff is really good. I used to live in Nashville. I've been to Prince's. I've been to Hattie B's. You know, I've been all over the place in Nashville, had the chicken. This right here is some of the best recreation of that spice that I have found for sale in the store. We're gonna use this today on some chicken thighs. We're gonna smoke them on a pellet smoker for about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours at around 275 with some hickory and cherry wood. It's gonna add a nice color and some nice flavor. Let's get to cooking. First thing you gotta do is get the chicken ready to go on the smoker. So be smart and take off your rings before you start handling raw meat. That's the smart thing to do. So got my Heritage Farm chicken thighs right here. We're gonna get those opened up eventually. And as you can see, it's a lot of chicken. You wanna go ahead and get them out and open them up. All right, so you got your chicken thighs opened up. First thing you're gonna wanna do is get a paper towel and you wanna kind of pat them dry. You shouldn't have too much on here, but you wanna get that off of there. Don't rinse your chicken, don't be weird, because that's just gonna get chicken goo in your sink. Then you have to spray down your sink as well, right? But you'd be shocked how many people I know in my personal life that wash their chicken. Make sure you do both sides. Just go and flip them all over. And then pat them down to get that goo off of there. And then you're gonna throw this away. You don't need it anymore. Now, get yourself some good kitchen shears here. And you just wanna, you see this piece? It's got this piece of thick skin in the middle of it. It's got some sinew over here. You just wanna kinda clip that up. Imagine that you're gonna be making a sandwich out of these chicken thighs. So you wanna get them rounded off at the sides. You wanna get them to be kind of one piece. They're always gonna have this flap. That's okay, you don't have to get rid of that. But all the stuff dangling off of it, these bits like this, you're gonna wanna remove because they're gonna cook too fast and get too burned. So now we got the chicken ready. They're shaped, they're cleaned up. We got those extra bits taken off, and now we're gonna put the Nashville Hot Chicken seasoning on here. You don't need a binder for chicken thighs. It wouldn't hurt if you wanted to rub it down with some olive oil or something, but you really don't need it. It's gonna adhere just fine to that meat. It's not like ribs or a pork butt where you have to worry about coating the whole thing. This is chicken, it's gonna be fine. So you just get your Nashville Hot seasoning open and go to town on it. Now it's gonna be it's full, so you're gonna have to shake it up. There we go. Now, here's the thing to remember about spicy food when you smoke it or cook it. Cooking it's going to change the flavor of it. Dry spices, if you just taste this like Morgan did, dry spices it's gonna hit your tongue hard. This is gonna cook, it's gonna mix with the meat, it's gonna mix with the smoke, there's gonna be science happening, so don't freak out. That being said, if it looks very red and orange, it is. That's not an illusion. The ingredients are pretty simple. Cayenne pepper, and then other stuff. It's just cayenne forward. Do you know how they make Nashville Hot seasoning when you're making it fresh? You actually take the dry ingredients, you put them in a container next to where you fry the chicken, and after you fry the chicken for a little bit, you take it out to let it dry or cool. You take a ladle of the hot oil and put it in the dry seasoning, and then that's what you coat the chicken with when it's fried. And the depth of flavor in that is incredible. We can't do that, so we gotta use some dry rub here. Look, there's no science to seasoning your meat, right? It's all about look and feel. I wanna make sure it's completely coated. You wanna pat it in. See, this one needs a little more. You wanna pat it in. Then you're gonna wanna let it sit and make sure you get all the chicken. Don't leave the sides. This is a good time to use the method where you just kind of pat the sides on the cutting board there. All right, now you've got your chicken ready to go. You're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes, let it really adhere. You might even see some moisture getting pulled off the surface. That's fine. We're gonna get the smoker ready to go, get it brought up to temp, and then we can put it on and let it cook. All right, so we're outside. We get the smoker set up, ready to go. Let's get over here and crank it up to 275. We have some cherry and hickory wood pellets mixed together. Should add a nice color and depth of flavor to the chicken. Smoker's up to 275. I got the chicken ready to go. You can see how it is starting to pull some moisture out of the chicken. That's a good thing. It's gonna help make a nice crust on there. Then you just put it on the smoker and just let time and heat do what it does. You wanna make sure you spread them out too. You don't want them clumped up on each other. Watch your camera there. And now we just wait and get hungry. So the chicken is cooking nicely, and while that's going, you can get other stuff ready in the meantime. So right here we have our red onions sliced up, and we're gonna make some quick pickled onions to put on this sandwich. It's gonna add a nice little vinegar, cool, crisp bite to the sandwich, along with the pickle to kind of cut through the hot chicken, and the pepper jack cheese is gonna be coating all of it. So this is really easy. I've got half a large red onion already sliced up. You wanna get a microwave safe bowl. Then you're gonna add, this is a half teaspoon of sugar. I just got ready before we started shooting. And then a pinch of salt. And then you can do a lemon or a lime. I didn't have a lime. I have a lemon, so we're gonna use that. But just know that if I had to choose between a lemon and a lime, I would choose a lime most of the time, but this will work great. So give that a quick grab a spoon, give it a quick wang jangle there. Make sure it's all coated. And now you're just gonna microwave this 30 seconds at a time until it turns pink, and you can just tell the onions are different. You can give them a taste if you want. I promise this is gonna look incredible. All right, so it took us about 90 seconds to get a whole half onion quick pickled with the lemon juice, sugar, and salt. But just take a look at that color. Oh man, they taste great. Bright and lemony and oniony, but the quick pickle makes them a little less sharp, because red onion is very sharp. And so when you pickle the red onion, it kind of tones that down. This is gonna go great on this spicy chicken sandwich. All right, so it's been just over an hour. I think the chicken might be about ready. I love chicken thighs, they cook so fast. Let's take a look and see what they're doing. Woo, look at that. That looks great. So when you temp check chicken, you want to get into the thickest part with your probe. And you can see this bird here is temping at above 175, around 180. I bet most of them are around there. Yeah. So these are done. And if you don't have a temp, you can always, when you poke it, take a look at the juice that runs out. If it's clear like that right there, oh, it's so juicy. That means it's done. All right, so the chicken, as you can see, it looks incredible. It smells great. And you know, we talked about how the seasoning would adhere to the bird pretty well. As you can see, my fingers, not much seasoning coming off when I touch them. So it's really stuck to it. This is gonna make a great sandwich. It's Nashville Hot Chicken. That doesn't really come with cheese if you're authentic, but we're in the Midwest, so let's add some cheese. We have some Kroger brand pepper jack here. Some of these great slices. While the chicken is still hot, we're just gonna go ahead and put a slice on every single one of them and let that melt down before we put it on our sandwich. Okay, now you wanna use the heat, the residual heat from the chicken to melt the cheese on there. So take another tray, you just kinda put it over the top of the chicken and set it aside. It's gonna steam up, it's gonna melt the cheese over the chicken, it's gonna make a great sandwich. Let's get the bun ready. All right, so to assemble the sandwich, we're just gonna keep this pretty simple. This is a good old-fashioned American white bread hamburger bun, right? White bread just like me. Now, this is Duke's mayonnaise. You can get that, at least here in Lawrence, at our Dillon's, and I'd highly recommend it. This is the best mayonnaise in the world. I'll go to bat for it every time. So as you can see, it's brand new. I'm not joking, I just got it. I was very excited to get Duke's mayonnaise. Now, you don't wanna overdo it. You just wanna put a nice smear on there, just on the bottom bun. You do it on the top, the mayonnaise and the cheese won't stick together, it'll slide off. You don't wanna put condiments on both buns if you can help it. So a nice spread of mayo, gonna help with the, oh, and then you put it sticking out over your sink like that in case you wanna make a sandwich later. Now, get some pickles. I don't wanna hear you make fun of my grandma's old pickle container, which is what this is. So just put a nice layer of thin, crispy dill pickles down on your sandwich right there. I mean, if you don't like pickles, you don't have to do it. But if you don't like pickles, I kind of think you're weird. But that's just me. And then, of course, last but not least, some of these wonderful pickled onions. Try not to get too much of the juice on there, but you want to put those on your sandwich. Spread them out a little. You don't want to overdo it because they are very powerful in flavor. But you want to do more than I'm getting with the spoon at once. There you go. All right, so let's take a look at the chicken. Here we go. Woo, buddy. Look at that melted cheese. This is gonna make such a good sandwich. Gonna get one of these bigger ones from up here. The cheese, again, melted on the chicken. It's clutch. Put it on the sandwich. Bun it up, give it a little press. Boom. Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich. Let's take a look. You gotta get that cross section, right? So here we go. I'm excited. This right here, a smoked Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich. The entire order to make this many sandwiches was less than $30. It was around 25 bucks. And that's including, you know, this is $6 for a thing of seasoning that's gonna last you for a long time. This is an investment because you don't have to make sandwiches with this. Make some chicken on the grill with this, throw it in a pasta salad, right? Or just have some hot chicken to put into a wrap if you're trying to count your carbs or something. I'm clearly not, and it's time to try this sandwich. Well, it's delicious. It's so juicy. You see the drips here on the counter. 10 out of 10. Crowd pleaser. It's spicy. It's creamy. It's delicious. Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich. Virtual vault party. We love you, baby. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna eat. I'll see you after the commercial break, probably.